Hello kids, this is a quick video for cutting out your slabs for your house sculpture. So your house sculpture, you need basically minimum 4 walls and then a bottom right now at this stage. You have to have your patterns, you have to have a red rubber rib and a knife to cut out your pieces. So I have my first one, and if you notice, my rafter is all one piece. It's not a triangle and a rectangle that are separated. This is important for strength and durability, okay? So keep that in mind. When you are cutting out your pieces, your steps are basically to clean up your slab first with a red rubber rib. Really get this in a whole lot of directions and smooth out your clay, okay? Once you do that, you're going to lay your patterns down, you're going to cut them out. It is important before you get your clay to make sure that the slab roller is set to 2 dashes underneath the 1/2 inch mark. That's 3/8 of an inch if you want to be really specific and particular. The reason being that it will be the proper thickness. It won't be too thin, it won't be too thick, it'll be just right. Okay, so I have mine set at 3/8 of an inch. You should have yours set too. So I'm just basically taking all of my slabs and I'm making sure that they're nice and flat, and I'm lining up my pattern and I'm going to cut them out, right? Now there's other things that you can do at this stage, such as windows and doors. If you want to do that at a later stage, I'll teach that there as well. But I actually think that it's easier to cut out your windows and doors right now as opposed to later on. So here's where we go with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm finishing up these 2 slabs. These are both my rafters slabs. So I'm just taking off the excess. Obviously I'm going to do 2 rafters. I'm going to do 2 of my side walls, and these will make up my walls. And then I have to do just 1 bottom. That's all I need. 5 slabs total, right? So you have your slabs here. I'm going to move this out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. So I have here a pattern for a door, and I also have somewhere a pattern for a window, okay? What I can just simply do is I can just basically place that pattern directly onto my piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do on this one 3 windows and a door. So I'm just basically placing pieces down. One thing that I will tell you is you want to keep your windows and doors away from the outside edge. So even though I have a door that is, let me finish, try and pick that up here. Even though I have a door that is basically going to be like on the first floor, I'm still lifting it up a little bit off of the ground, and that's for stability's sake and also attachment purposes. So I'm going to have basically like a window and a door. Maybe I'm going to put 1 more here and another window there. So not to get you guys extremely, bored or anything like that, but I'm just going to cut this out here. Then after I cut these windows out, I'm going to talk a little bit about dryness levels on your clay. So when you go to attach, and which will be the next video, your attachment, boom. You see how easy that was? So much easier than when it's dry. So I'm going to keep going here as I talk. Your dryness level is really important on your clay when you go to attach, because you want your clay to be strong enough that it can really be able to get scored and slipped and pushed together well, and also stay straight. So you're going to want your pieces to actually be about, believe it or not, leather hard when you go to attach them. How do you get your pieces to be leather hard? Because right now my pieces are pretty soft. I just rolled it out. So the way that I do it is, if you are only going to be here overnight, what you can do is you can put them on this board, this type of board, overnight. No other type of board, okay? It's got to be a masonite board. And you would put the pieces straight down on top, making sure that they are very flat, right? And then you're going to take a plastic bag, excuse me, and wrap them up really, really tight overnight. That is if it's not a weekend, okay? That way the board will draw the moisture out of your clay and you'll have some leather hard pieces the next day. What if it's a weekend? OMG. Well, here is what I would do. I would make sure that your pieces don't touch a board if it's over a weekend. You want to be very, very careful with these pieces. I call them sleeping babies because you want to handle it like a delicate little sleeping baby, okay? If you think I'm crazy, just break a couple slabs and then tell me how you feel after that, okay? Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place these in here very carefully. Again, sleeping baby, I'm not flinging them, I'm not holding them by the side or anything, or the corner or anything like that. Treating them with tender, loving care, basically. So now that I have them, I actually had a little warpage there where I cut my window. Now I'm going to wrap them up. But what I'm doing here, if you can see, I have some air in that bag. So that air is going to create a nice humid environment. But because there's air in the bag, it's going to draw out a little bit of the moisture from your clay so it can dry like that. You do not want these to dry more than leather hard, so keep them nice and in that middle zone there. Take care.